Hey everybody, welcome to One Live. I've just been reminded by Julian Barry. It is Thursday today. Hi everyone, how you doing? I have got the amazing Julian Barry over that way. Hello, mister.
Great to be here, AJ. Thank you for having me.
Great to be here. Do you know what? You're not as rowdy as I thought. You've been wanting, I've
Rowdy.
been getting you on your show. Yeah, do you know what? I've been getting you on my show because you are massive into your football. I was expecting someone really rowdy to come onto my show, really loud, you know.
Oh, I
But no,
can
you're as
be.
quiet as a
Yeah,
mouse. You
I
can
can
be.
be. Certainly can be. Certainly after a few beers or at the football. Yeah.
Fantastic. And do you know what? I brought you on the show today because I'm being able to speak to someone in the UK, and also two, someone who's dear to my heart and follows the two things in life I do, and that's music and football. So
Absolutely.
people who know AJ know the most important things in his life, the three things that come, and I know the missus is going to hate me for saying this. So number one is football, number two is music, and number three is family. No, I'm not going to. That's not really. Okay.
In that order,
You're listening
hopefully.
out there in that order. No, not in that order. Vanessa, if you're traveling back from London, please don't listen to the show this evening, okay? Because it isn't really in that order, is it, Jay? You know,
No,
Jay
no,
to
no. Of
you.
course not.
Come on,
No.
mate.
Family
Family's always
first,
number one.
obviously.
Not
No.
football, is it? No.
No. I mean, look, football's got to be up there as one of the priorities. But no, in terms of what you do, you prioritise in life. I think family has to come first, obviously. Yeah.
Definitely.
Your missus and the kids. But yeah, I mean, football's something I enjoy. I go to watch Bournemouth every home game, sometimes away. It's but when you've got three children, you have to kind of split up what you do on the weekends with them. So a lot of netball for the girls, watching, seeing how much they progress over the last year or so has been brilliant. But yeah, football's normally just for me and my son. We have season tickets at Dean Court, so it's great to go there as well.
Fantastic. Up the cherries, eh?
Absolutely, in all departments.
In all departments. Anyway, we'll get back to football later because this is a music show. Okay,
Yep.
so Julian, in relation to One Life, just want to say a big thank you to everyone, as I always do. Thank you for your support. Those numbers are going up and up and up. 451 today in terms of the community that has brought together One Life, full of artists, full of supporters, exactly like a football game. That's how I want it. I want One Life to become one big community, and everybody can be loud and proud when it comes to One Life. They are part of our community. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for keeping those numbers going up. In relation to this month's charity, we are continuing to support Revved Up Kids, and they are a charity which supports children who suffer from sexual abuse, child exploitation, and trafficking. It's a very, very important charity to, but one of our members who put it forward. They have been on to the show, and they would like to come and say hi to everybody and thank everybody for the continued support that our artists, our 15 artists this month, are giving them. So, welcome, Revved Up Kids. We hope you're enjoying the shows as much as we are. In relation to One Life, also, we want to give a huge shout out to our family, our friends, our relatives, and everybody who is over in Florida at the moment. You are going through one horrible, horrible time, and our heart is out with you. We're all thinking about you in terms of keeping yourself safe. There is an ISSA funding page, and if anyone wants to contact me about how you can support those in America who are going through this terrible storm, please contact me after the show, and I will put you in links with the ISSA who are collecting money for those people who have lost their homes, lost their businesses. It's absolutely awful, but there is some support out there. In relation to One Life, contacts in November. Yes, October is fully full, but November we do have the Dannies coming on live. Then we've also got some spaces left for you. So if you are an artist and you want to come and have a great time on the One Life show, please get in contact with me and we'll see where we can fit you in. So that's One Life. Julian Barry, now this is your show, young man.
Wow.
So your best bits, okay, on your profile. I think I've got a bit of an old profile because I think there's been a lot more best bits that you sent over on your bio. But there's a few things that I wanted to point out. It says Julian Barry is an accomplished English singer-songwriter, musician, producer, and aspiring author. The AFC Bournemouth song was racked up over 45,000 streams and was also included internationally in the acclaimed Pro Evo Soccer. I'm a big Pro Evo fan. I love
you?
Pro Evo. I love Pro Evo. It was so much better than FIFA. And if FIFA are listening, FC25 is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Give me Pro Evo any day.
Do you know, I've been a FIFA man most of my sort of grown up life. I think Pro Evo is much better in terms of its graphics, its gameplay, everything like that. But I've just got used to FIFA over the years. But yeah, sorry, go on.
I think we all have. I think it's been shoved down our throats, isn't it? Every single year.
That's it. You can't help it. It's just much better marketed.
It's addictive, isn't it? It's you know, I'm 48 years old and I'm still downloading as soon as release day comes out. I gotta have FIFA. It's gotta be on my PlayStation. Anyway, in relation to other sort of awards that you've had and sort of things that have gone really well in your career, staring aimlessly at the stars in 2023 was a real big hit for you. Gained many 1,000 streams, got you radio play, got you sort of interviews. You know, I think a lot, looking at your Facebook, you know, there's a lot of songs on there which are really, really catchy. And they've got a real good vibe about being able to sing out to the audience and the audience singing back to you. And I think that's very much about you as a musician, but also about you growing up into the music world, because one of the things I had noticed is you was very excited about the Oasis gig.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, hugely excited. I mean, Oasis were a massive influence on me, certainly from my teenage years growing up. They were the sound of the 90s, really, and beyond. So when they split up, I was gutted. I'd managed to meet Noel and Liam back in 1997 with a couple of friends up in London, been to see them in Bournemouth, followed Noel and Liam throughout their careers, solo careers, and just big admirers of them, really. But, you know, they're not like my only influence. I'm influenced by everything, probably from about 1940 all the way up to now, and every genre, from metal to classical and everything in between. So, yeah, love music.
It's just a big wide range of music then. There's not been one particular, like, genre of music which said, right, that's the music that I'm going to be playing as a singer-songwriter.
I think as a singer-songwriter, probably indie alternative music, so indie Britpop, you know, from Oasis, Stereophonics, you know, Blur, probably all the way through the 90s, every single band, Ocean Colour Scene, Travis, you know, the popular bands that you probably all know and love. But also around that period of time was also the grunge scene, which I was a big fan of Nirvana as well, you know, gutted with what happened to Kurt back in the day, but I don't think they left nearly as much as music as we could have probably appreciated. Foo Fighters as well, you know, even when you think about what Green Day have done over the last 30 years as well, incredible stuff. Radiohead, I could go on.
Yeah, do you know, there's some great bands out of the UK. You know, I speak to a lot of American artists, and we talk very much about sort of the bands in America, and the unsigned artists in America, and things like that. But we've got some amazing acts here in the UK. You know, and that's also from the unsigned scene as well, in terms of people who you wouldn't necessarily see in your charts. You know, you do the circuit around in the UK. You know, what's the UK looking like in terms of talent at the moment? Is it really, you know, some really promising stars coming out?
I think the UK has always been a great place for talent. Vocally, there's some great singers out there. I think artist-wise, there's some good bands. I do think that music has probably gone in the wrong direction in terms of what you know, you and I would appreciate. I think, you know, the biggest streamed songs are probably more in the pop genre, and I got nothing against pop. So, you know, my children love it. There's some great pop artists, but at the same time, the music probably we appreciate more for being heavily orchestrated, written with guitars and pianos and, you know, proper instruments, and great lyrical content is probably lacking out there at the moment. But yeah, to your point, the national scene is good. There are some good artists out there, but I think what the record labels want now is the quick buck. So it's the turnaround of get them in the studio, knock out an album within a few days, and market the hell out of it. And I think
anybody can do. I think anybody can do it. Anybody can do it now, can't I? I was looking at TikTok the other day because obviously we do have Just George, who's part of One Life. And she was saying, you know, I don't understand how people don't influence TikTok more in terms of artists because everybody's on there. But, you know, everybody's on there from a 3-year-old to an 80-year-old. You know, it's absolutely mental in terms of who can be a singer now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if you're dancing in your kitchen with your nan, you probably get more hits than you would do if you wrote an amazing piece of music, you know?
Exactly. You know, this show makes me laugh. I put it up on YouTube and it gets like a few views here and there and things like that. And I'm watching a granny sitting around with her son on TikTok, and she's up to like 47,000 views. I'm thinking, oh, do you know what? I'm really hitting the wrong side here.
Yeah, I think
in relation.
Sorry,
it is. No, go on. You go for it.
I was going to say it's all about the algorithm as well, isn't it? It's tuned in to pick up on certain things. And
it is.
I think some of that's wrong as well, but that's another story.
It is. Do you know what? I'm going to use that because normally when we do your best bits of your show, and you're going to tell me what your best bits of 2024 has been for you, but after we do that, we normally play the first song. So in terms of algorithm, I'm going to ask you a big favour. I'm going to play one of your songs, which I've chosen from your YouTube before I play your songs that you sent me, because I think the Cherries have really fallen in love with you, mate. I think they think that you are the bee's knees when it comes to singing. The bee's knees in terms of getting the crowd going, and in terms of the song that you made for them. You know, that was a fantastic song, and it's great to be able to. And it'd be one of my dreams to go and do a song for my football club. And actually, do you know what? I think they need it more than ever now. I am going to let you know. Unfortunately, you are sitting on top of us at the moment. I am a mank. Yeah, so unfortunately, you know, you are sitting on top of us at the moment in the league table. So if I was to go to Old Trafford and start singing a song now, I think I'll be singing one about kicking the manager out and actually getting the winning ways back to Old Trafford. You know, so... you know,
the theatre of
if you ask me, a theatre of dreams. If you asked me 10 years ago, I would be so proud. And I was sitting in the stands at the Stratford End singing those songs to the crowd. And I was the first person to stand up on my seat, sing a song, and get the whole of 75,000 people singing along with me. But to do that at Old Trafford now, I don't think that's even going to work. It's
different
just
world
such
now.
Dark days. It's different world. So the cat's out of the bag. I am a Man United fan.
You've told me. You've admitted to it now, AJ.
Well, I've got to admit it. It's all over my Facebook. So I'm surprised you didn't pick that out and tease me about it.
I think I lost you.
Just to let him. I've lost you. Are you still there, young man?
I'm here.
Fantastic. He was hiding because he knows I'm a Man United fan. That's what it is.
That's what it is. I think my internet cut out when it heard the team.
Right, okay, so every time I mention that football team, the internet will cut out. I think it's YouTube deliberately because I'm saying, I think it's because I mentioned the words Ten Hag out, you know, because as soon as you mention that, you know, you get cut off like any social media.
That'll be trending. Soon.
It will be trending. One live Ten Hag out. There you go. So in relation to this song that you've done for Bournemouth, I'm going to play it to everybody because I thought it was an absolute cracker, and I would have loved to have done the same. So give me a bit of background. When did you just say, look, okay, I've been a support all my life of AFC Bournemouth. I'd like to do a song for your team. And how does it come about? How did you actually get this out?
Wow, so great question. I mean, this is going back a long time. I was in contact with someone at the club. I think it wasn't Neil Blake. It was another Neil. And I'm terrible for names. But I'd said, you know, I'm a songwriter looking to write a song. And this is going back a good 10 years, I think. And I just, you know, got the nod. Go ahead. You know, it'd be great to hear it. So I thought I'd write it, release it. You know, I'm not one of those that likes to be on camera and do videos and all of that sort of stuff. So just use the cover as the video. And I think it got, you know, I don't think the numbers are correct on YouTube. If you look behind the scenes at the data, it's a lot higher than that. But I just thought I'd give it a go. Bournemouth have been a club that I've been passionate about since childhood. I'm a season ticket holder. I love the club, everything about them, everything that they stand for in terms of community. And why not combine
both? I'll finish it off for you because I've still lost you. Are you with us, young man?
I'm back. Did you hear my comment about what better combination?
a combination in relation to their community spirit, and we will talk about that after this song, because I think they do give into their community, and the support that they give to their community is fantastic. And I think that's one of the things that AFC Bournemouth have always been very good at. And when we talk about your charitable journey, you can tell us a bit about some of these things. So we're going to play this song for everybody who haven't heard it, and it's an absolutely fantastic song. Here we go. AFC Bournemouth by Julian Barry. Here we go.
It's all over and Bournemouth back to winning ways.
When the sun shines down on cold sands and the King's Park fills with cheer, red armies start to gather and the songs we start to hear. Red and black is the colour, one with pride and dignity. Cherries always glisten when the pick for this great team. Oh, AFC Bournemouth, we are the South's greatest football team. Oh, AFC Bournemouth, we make saints and seagulls fall down to their knees. Southend turn to Fletcher, McDougal to the sun. Our sound still resonates, the glory days are yet to come. Oh, AFC Bournemouth, we are the South's greatest football team. Oh, AFC Bournemouth, we make saints and seagulls fall down to their knees.
Richie onto his right foot, shoots and it's 2-0. 2 goals in 4 minutes for Bournemouth. He's got it! He's only just come on. Bournemouth were heroic against Liverpool in the FA Cup here at the weekend. Bournemouth in front, 37 minutes played. Bournemouth are jubilant.
Oh, AFC Bournemouth, we are the South's greatest football team.
Love it. Absolutely love it, mate. I'm just going to stop this and come back to you. That's fantastic. Great football song. Has it been sung at AFC Bournemouth? Have they all sung it together? Are you with me? We've lost Julian Barry at the moment after his great AFC Bournemouth song. Are you there, mate?
I'm still here. Yeah, sorry about the connection.
That's okay. We were just saying, has that song been sung around the ground? Has it been on the main speakers, or has everybody been singing it all together?
Do you know, I've heard a couple of people singing it in the stand when I've been there, and I keep quiet. I'm not one for sort of trying to get centre of attention, like I said to you earlier. But yeah, I don't even know if the people that sit around me know that I wrote the song, because I call myself Jay normally. So I don't know if people have put 2 and 2 together. But some have, yeah. I mean, I've had people come up to me in the past and say, "Oh my God, you wrote the AFC Bournemouth song," which is great. It's great to hear that sort of feedback. But and a couple of the players, I think if you go back to like Simon Francis, the era when he was playing, him and Harry Arter and people like that, they'd all listened to it, and Tommy Elphick, and they told me that they'd listened to it and heard it and liked it. So, and Steve Fletcher.
Cool.
So I was pleased about that. Yeah.
That must be a real amazing feeling to actually be going to. They are a Premier League football team. You know, they are one above us at the end of the day.
That's right.
You know, they're a good team, but to have that Premier League team recognise your music and to say that they know your music, they've heard your music. We know what football players are like. They love their music. You know, they
Yeah,
sit
they
in their
do,
dressing rooms, their change rooms with their headphones on. They love their music. But for one of them to turn around and say, "Yeah, listen to your song, mate. Great song."
yeah,
That
yeah.
must be a buzz.
That
Come
was
on.
it was a buzz. Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah, I don't think I'm on their playlist alongside Drake and Jay-Z or anything like that. But you know, you never know. I'm sure one of them are secretly listening to it.
There you go. I'm sure they are secretly listening, but no, you know, great. You know, I think, do you know what, Jay? I think you need to do one for One Life. I think you need to get the community of One Life all together, do a bit of a song chant, football chant to get us all like joining in and singing a song together. So in relation to AFC Bournemouth, in relation to your charity work, how have you supported local and national charity, in particular with AFC Bournemouth? We've got a great connection tonight. We've still lost him. Look at that. He's lost us. There you go. Hi, Jay. You all right?
I'm just playing a game with you. Sorry about this.
He's playing a game with me. Everybody's getting me back this week. You know, we were saying about your charitable work, young man, in terms of AFC Bournemouth. How have you been part of that charity support over there?
So in terms of AFC Bournemouth, I'm a trustee on the Community Sports Trust. So worked alongside some great people, including Jeff Mostyn, who was the previous chairman. Ed was sometimes those meetings. A great team, and also Steve Cuss, who's an incredible guy and the head of community, and also the women's team. So yeah, working alongside those guys for a couple of years, being involved in community-related projects. The time, you know, it was a great period of time because it was the era where we went up to the Premier League from the Championship. You know, meeting lots of the players and sort of being in the same room as them and sitting down with people and all the top bods was quite a surreal moment. But yeah, a great one that I'll always remember as well.
Fantastic. And they do food banks and things like that as well. Is that a Christmas thing that they do? Do they go out into their local community?
So AFC Bournemouth, sorry.
Yeah.
They do.
Is that?
Go on, sorry.
No, God, I'd lost you. Then you come back again.
So yeah, I mean, AFC Bournemouth go out a lot into the community. You'll see on their social media pages and their website the work they do for the community, and that's great to see. They've never let go of that side of the club.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's really great, the work that they do. But you also done some work for the YMCA as well.
YMCA was a charitable cause that I think is also one that's worth a mention. You know, local homeless sleepers. We live in a town where unfortunately we've seen an increase in rough sleeping and people that are in need. Certainly food and the essentials just to get by in life. So I supported the YMCA with some, you know, food funds, and also my daughter did a 5K run to support the homeless in Bournemouth, which was great.
That's fantastic. Well done to you, Joy. I did see that, you know, and it's great to see that the kids are getting involved with local and national charities as well. I think your family, looking at your Facebook, are quite passionate about supporting their community, and they do take very much after their dad, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
You're saying also passionate about charities which support heart health and cancer in general. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
So I think, you know, heart health, if you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything, have you? So, you know, for me, I think everyone has had or family members that have suffered as a result of things like cancer, heart disease, things like that. So to me, you know, the research that goes into those things is imperative, but it's really vital really that they get the funds to be able to continue their work, because it could be us that needs it in the future, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a big part of One Life. You know, I've asked all of my artists if you'd like to share any of your charities, whether it's something that you're doing as part of your music, or you're doing in general as part of your day-to-day work. You know, use One Life to put those charitable links, use One Life to put those donation pages, because yes, we support one charity per month because there's so many charities around the world. We'd love to support you all. but that doesn't mean that our artists can't put, their favorite charities on the page, and we all, get the ability to look them up, because we're going to need them at some point. There's always going to be a charity that we're going to need. That all of a sudden it's like it just comes into your world and you don't know about it, like what's going on with Florida at the moment. Everybody needs that support from local and national charities. And I think they need us just as much as we need them. We need their support, we need their resources, and their know-how. But they need us just as much, because unfortunately the government aren't giving us enough money into those charities and not given the support that they deserve. So it's about working with each other. And that, again, is the One Life cause and what we do.
Massive thing you mentioned there, AJ. So the government aren't giving enough towards those causes. And that's right. If you think about Bournemouth Food Bank, which is another place I support very, daily and work for and give my time to, is how important it is to be able to give those that are in need food. Yeah. Essentials just to get them by in their daily life, and of course, if you look at current situation with the government and what they offer to those that are out of work, homeless, etc., it's next to nothing, and it's not enough to live on.
It is. It's not. In the UK, obviously our American colleagues are talking about their general election. We've got a big month coming up next month in terms of sort of some big decisions being made for us in the UK, and we know that Christmas time this year is going to be very difficult for our sort of the older generation and those who sort of need benefits and charity, because we're going to be hit hard. And I'll tell you what, one thing I love about Great Britain is we always keep together, we keep strong, and we support each other. And then I think that's what we do best. And I think, if the government could only just do that for us as well. So, it's not a political program. It's just a recognition from people in the UK and people like yourself, Jay. And this is why I'm so glad you're on the show. People like yourself who will give up your time, your family gives up its time, and they do whatever they can for local and national charities in the best way what you do. So a big thank you from the One Life community for all that you do in relation to your music, to your football team. A big thank you from AFC Bournemouth. I'm sure that they're loving every moment of you being there.
Thanks, AJ.
So in relation
that's
20,
really
you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. And that's what One Life's all about. It's about being a family, about being a community, but also about recognising you as artists out there. So 2024, what has been your favourite bits of 2024?
2024. I mean, other than, aside from family, doing things, seeing my children grow up, get older, get more experienced, and all the great things that they do and they achieve. I think on a personal level, I think, releasing the album last year was a good milestone for me, because that kind of hit things off this year. Getting a bit of radio play and being recognised by a Polish radio station, getting contacted by people across Europe.
Can I just ask, why Poland? What sort of went through that journey? I looked at that and I was thinking it could be any radio station across the road, and all of a sudden it's like Poland. Where did that come from?
I know. I think sometimes you just write a song and it resonates with people, right? And I think, so not everyone's going to like everyone's music. Not everyone's going to like mine, and I'm totally good with that. I don't write it for them. I write it for those that do. But there's a song of mine called My Little Hero, which I wrote for my son when he was little. He's 19 now. But it was I think they just picked up on that song and they really liked it. And they thought, oh, who wrote this song? Who is this guy? And they contacted me through that and did a show that was talking about my music, the album, played a few of my songs, and they've asked me back for another show in the future. So it's nice to get those sort of accolades and that recognition, because it doesn't come forever, does it?
It doesn't, and it just peaks and troughs. I've had my singles out for the last 5 years now, and sometimes it just like dips and dips and dips, and then all of a sudden you wake up like I did this week, and someone put it in a playlist and it was 1,000 streams in one day, and it was like, what's brilliant. Going on? Yeah, I don't understand what's going on, but it is a really good feeling, and that's what I like about music. And I think whatever country you're from, a certain part of your lyric or a certain meaning behind your song, and I think that's what the best songwriters do best. If you've got real heartfelt lyrics, or you've got lyrics which will connect with everybody, it will find its way around the world. And obviously yours did, so congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
So in relation to the show, we're halfway through. Let's play another one of your songs, okay? So you sent 2 through to me, and I'm going to let you choose, I think.
You have to remind me what they were.
Songs. No, it was such a long time ago. It's because you sort of like, yeah, come on, and then he went away, and I thought he's never going to come back.
It was COVID, unfortunately.
It was COVID. It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't long ago, no. No, I mean, I actually had COVID. That's why I couldn't make it.
Oh, you actually had COVID. I'm sorry. I thought we've been speaking for 4 years, and it took 4 years to get you on the show.
No.
So anyway, you sent me Jack the Lad.
Okay.
And The Last One Standing.
Okay.
Which one are you going for?
I'll go for Jack the Lad for now.
Give me a bit of context behind. Is this about you being a bit of a Jack the Lad, or?
Well, I put it in the third person, this song. So this is about, it might be a bit about me, but it's really about someone else. You know, when you sort of grow up, you've got people around you, your mates, your associates, colleagues, schoolmates, etc. And then you think, oh, I'm going to do this with my life, or I'm going to do this with my life. And then it's about those that go off the rails a little bit and then get older, live their life. But you meet them 20, 30 years down the line and you think they might have changed, but they're still just Jack the Lad, and they're unfortunately going nowhere. But you can't help but have a little bit of an appreciation for them, because that's just who they are. They've stayed true to it. And at the end of
that collection,
the final paragraph, the final verse, Jack dies actually. So it's got a bit of a sad ending.
Oh, okay.
But
we'll watch out for that bit.
The positive that comes out of it is that he leaves a child behind, and they decide to grow and live the best life that they can.
Fantastic. Great lyrics. Great song. I've already heard it, and you're going to absolutely love it out there. So this is Jack the Lad. Here it comes. Julian, if you can hear it.
Saw him when I was in town today, and he looked so alive until he asked for money. He said he'd been on the run since 98. I just couldn't decide if he's wrong or right, but I gave him the benefit this time. He's still with that girl, you know, the one with the pink hair and black tattoo. She says she's in love with him, but he's Jack the Lad. And I know the person he used to be. I don't think that he's changed, he's just wasting away as he opens up his 10th can of the day.
Love it, Jay. Great song, mate.
Thank you, AJ. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's one of those songs that everyone sings along to because I've just got that feeling. What's the biggest crowd that you played that song to?
Yeah, do you know, I was recently asked to play at a friend's bar actually in Bournemouth called Mimosa. Really good bar, and that was the second time I played it live. The first time was an acoustic back in December last year, there was a few people singing along, and the most recent one, like I say, was at the bar, and it was good to see people more familiar with the song and actually knew it. I think it's the chorus that you're more familiar with
catchy,
if you know the song.
Yeah, it's really catchy. You know, when you went, did you go to the Oasis gig? Did you say because you saw the ticket line? Did you manage to get yourself a ticket?
No, I didn't. So I have been to see Oasis before. I love the band, but no, I couldn't get a ticket. I the same problem as everyone else. Got the tickets in the basket, went through, thinking fingers crossed, and it kept crashing every time. But it is what it is.
Typical ticket line, isn't it? You know, as soon as you get that ticket in the basket, it's like, that's it. There's no chance you're going to get a ticket anyway.
But there are some great bands that are going out there on tour again. I mean, I know Coldplay, they were always touring, or they haven't done for a good short while. But Stereophonics, they're going to do an Anthems tour, which is going to be great because they've got such a great back catalogue, I think. But yeah, a good time, I think, for a sort of rebirth of indie Britpop.
Definitely. I keep talking to my friend Az. I keep saying to him, come on, Stereophonics, when are they coming back? When are you going to start bringing them back?
Yes.
But there's some great acts out there. Come on, give me it now. Who's the better football player on Pro Evo, you or your son?
My son is way better than me. He's had more time to practice though, and I mean day in, day out. I don't get much time to play it, so if it's me and him on there, he's going to win.
Yeah, but you've got the one up on him because that celebration goal when it goes in and the music starts playing, you can say, "Oi, son, that's your dad." I wrote that.
Yeah, that's a good point, a really good point, and it is quite surreal.
It must be surreal though, because I know when I've been connected to sort of producers, I've been connected to people in the music world. They've always spoken to me about my music going into films, going into like sitcoms, you know, all those sort of things. I've never ever thought about actually doing a song for a football game. How did that come about?
So, do you know, it's funny you should say that because it's called what you call a sync opportunity, isn't it? Synchronization of music. Yeah. So I've got a publishing agreement, so my music can be submitted for consideration, TV, film, etc. And I sometimes submit my music, and if I think, that would be suitable, and then I never ever applied or thought of even considering a football game. But they picked up on it without me even putting it forward. So I think they probably, at the end of the day, that if it's a football game, they're going to look for football songs. And it just so happened that mine was the song that was used.
So how does it come about? Because I haven't seen it. I haven't played Pro Evo for ages. So is it part of the backing music, or is it part of when the goals go off?
I think it's a goal celebration download that you can get through the Pro Evo. I don't know which year. I think it might have been 2022, something like that. One of the years.
You're showing your age now, Jay.
Yeah. One of the years gone by, they used my song as a goal celebration, which I was surprised by, but also grateful for. It's nice to get that recognition.
Do you know what? I'll be doing it all the time, though. You know, we talk about the show, and it's been one of my favourite shows, for being able to talk about music and football. But to be able to, if you're a musician and you're a big football fan, for one of your songs to be used in a goal celebration on something like Pro Evo or FIFA, that's like crazy. One of the biggest accolades out there. Forget the films. I want my music on Pro Evo.
I haven't thought of it like that, but yeah, I suppose you're right. You know, it is a great feeling when you think about it. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a bit about published author, because you didn't really put that in your biography. Have you written books?
So I'm not a published author right now.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd call myself an aspiring author. I think when you know what it's like being a musician yourself, right? If you're creative, you get words in your head that you want to write down, whether it becomes a song, whether it becomes a poem or a sonnet, or sometimes it becomes a short story or a book. So I just during COVID, my daughters, my two young girls, they were much younger at the time, but they were doing ballet on Zoom, and I was always, boggled, and my mind was like, why would you want to do dancing on a camera? Like, how? I couldn't get it. But I said to one of my girls, do you enjoy it? And she said, oh yeah, I'm always happiest when I'm dancing. So straight away I thought that inspired me to write a book called The Happiest Dancer. So I wrote that, got an illustrator involved, and it's complete. It's ready to go. I just need to find a printer publisher to get that book out there. But I'm also working on another one that's music related, about Billy Shears. You've probably heard of the conspiracy, the Beatles conspiracy about William Shears Campbell, where legend says that Paul McCartney died in 1966 and William Shears Campbell, the lookalike, took over. I mean, I don't necessarily believe that at all, right? But I'm just saying, I thought, why not write a book about it? Because it's quite an interesting story, whether it's fiction or not. So yeah, I finished the story. I'm just in the process of editing it. And then once it's finished, it will be available on the Kindle store for download.
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to that. It'll be a good read. Everybody look out for that, everybody, on One Life. It sounds a really good read in relation to all the things you do with your family. You've got a lovely family, absolutely gorgeous family. Your wife's just had her 40th birthday. Your son, you are an absolute proud dad. When you put your pictures up with him, and the girls too, you're very, very proud. In relation to Jay Barry outside of music, we always do this because we forget ourselves as musicians sometimes. We're so busy promoting our songs, promoting ourselves as musicians, we almost forget to take the hat off sometimes. So for you and your family over in Bournemouth, away from the football, because do they ever get you away from the football stadium? What do you get up to as a family?
Oh, as a family, a typical Saturday night with the girls would be, me and my wife sat down watching Strictly, enjoying the dancing, the girls trying to copy what's going on the screen. Me and my wife probably trying to put up a number as a voting for each dance. We do a lot of, the girls like swimming, netball, so we go along and watch them play at least a couple of times a week. A lot of it involves also sport. It could be watching football, netball, tennis, anything really. We like movies, love the dramas and psychological thrillers and films and things like that. So yeah, always interested in lots of things.
I love doing that bit because I think we do spend so much time in studios, so much time going out and playing our music to the world, and we are just normal people who do normal things. Like last night, if everyone wants to know, I was down the local seaside having a meal with my fiance, and it was the best night ever because we both come away from what we do on a day-to-day basis and we just were us. It was great. It was just fun just to go and sit by the beach, relax and listen to the seagulls and just have a nice meal and just not talk about music or not talk about, the charity work that she does. It was just nice to be us for a change. So, I think it's really important.
Yeah.
So in relation to coming up 2024, we've only got a couple of months left. Obviously we go into 2025. What's the future looking like for Jay Barry? Have we got any future plans?
So 2025, I did hear your Mancunian accent coming out there. I just it sort of, the twang comes out every now and then. It's good.
It does. My family come from Salford, so I'm at that magical theatre. Not so magical these days. Theatre dreams quite a lot. So I spent a lot of time in Manchester.
Good. Oh, great city, great people. An amazing music scene, and some of the best bands in the country. Sorry, bit about
the football.
Well, I don't know. History will tell you different. Man United are one of the most successful clubs in history, and City are doing incredibly well. So, yeah, but 2025. plans to get out there with more music, working on a new album. Certainly production wise, it's been improving. You know, I wasn't necessarily happy with my first couple of albums. I think they were rushed, they were poorly recorded, poorly produced. That's just my own personal criticism of them. I think production wise they're getting better and better, and the songs are getting better. So the first couple of songs to come off the album have been The Last One Standing, which I sent to you, and also one called the Hunger for Power. So a couple more singles that will come off that, and then an album in the new year at some point, and then hopefully a book at some point.
Brilliant. Do you know what, Julian? I was looking at your profile and I had not seen that you've made connection with the International Singer-Songwriters Association. Do you know who they are?
It rings a bell, but I haven't got a connection to them at all.
There you go. There's my challenge for you in 2025. So, International Singer-Songwriters Association, and I say this with a big smile on my face because that's where a lot of the American connection comes to. So basically, they're the association. They're a free association for singer-songwriters. They are a group of artists around the world. There's 17,000 of us in relation to singer-songwriters. Everything on the site is free. They are the most amazing, lovely, professional group I've ever worked with in terms of musicians. They have a show that they do every year, an award show over in Atlanta. And in terms of the Grammys, in terms of all the awards in America that you can think of are always advertised on there. They always give you the opportunities to put your music forward and to really build yourself up as an artist and connect with sort of the many thousands of artists which are on there. And it's been one of the biggest journeys from the UK that I've done in terms of being recognised as an artist, but also recognised in terms of the podcast shows that I do. And I'm trying to bring some of my UK artists over to them because actually I just think if you're really wanting to move up to that next level in music and creating those connections between the UK and also America, it's such a great opportunity. So I will share those details with you after the show.
Please
and I've done that with a couple of my artists because it's a really great opportunity. And, you know, there's so many people in there who are award winners, Grammy award winners, red carpet walkers, you know, but they're there as normal people like me and you who will say, do you know what? Do you want a hand with that next single? You know, do you want a hand with coming over to America and things like that? They've got so many opportunities. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I'll share that with you, buddy.
Thank you, mate. Okay. That is great.
You're welcome, mate. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's about looking after each other in one life, you know, and it's about, you know, coming back to us hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months and sharing how the rest of the few months has gone for you. So hopefully we'll see you again soon. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, I'm happy to come back, AJ. No, honestly, it's been great to catch up and chat and talk music and all sorts. Yeah.
Talk music and football. It's been the best show. I love this show. Football and music.
Absolutely.
And the missus in London. And I can just talk about wherever I want. It's fantastic. I love it.
I'll be sharing it on all the socials after, so you get some few more views and make sure people are listening. That certainly if there's football talk in it.
Definitely. And also they get to hear your amazing music. This is the reason why we're on the show tonight.
That is the reason we're on here. Yeah.
So in terms of finding your music after the show, where are we going to be looking for you, young man? Are we all going to come to your Facebook page, or have you got websites?
No, I mean, Facebook's not my best outlet for music. I kind of use it as a kind of nice to have to type of thing, Facebook. But more Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram, Julian Barry Official. On Twitter, that's again only recently been set up. I lost my account, but if you wanted to follow me properly, I'd go on YouTube and just search Julian Barry Music. You'll find me on there. But mainly, I would say the streaming services. So Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, all the sort of major known ones like Tidal, etc. So you'll find me on there. I'd say the sound quality is better on Apple than Spotify. I won't get technical on the reasons why, but I just think Apple's a little bit better than Spotify, although Spotify's probably.
Do you know what?
popular.
All of the artists are really grounding Spotify over the last few months, and I'm one of those. Like, they're nicking our money at the end of the day, and no cutting me off of my live stream when I've got a bit of an opinion.
Just shocking. Honestly, I won't go
It
into
is
too
shocking.
much detail about how bad Spotify is, but like if you think of it from a musician's perspective and how you think about the technicalities of a wave file when you're recording, right, and the high and low frequencies, and you have to send it off to Spotify at a 320 megabits per second range, and then of course they compress it even further and further and further to the point where you're left with next to nothing. So if you want proper sound, yeah, exactly. If you want proper sound, you either want CD or you stream it on a decent service. YouTube will give you better, actually, because you can get 4K.
There you go, YouTube. All those people who are keeping my views low, we're now advertising you as a really good streaming service for musicians, okay? So tonight, when I switch off, I want an extra 10 views, okay? just because we are mentioned. Oh, good. We will.
Yeah.
Anyway, fantastic. In terms of thank yous, is there anyone you'd like to say a special thank you in terms of those who support your music?
Well, absolutely. Well, firstly, AJ, thank you to you. You've been really supportive, really helpful. I admire what you do. A fantastic, podcast, fantastic bunch of people that you've managed to get on. I know you pick the right people and you do it well. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing, obviously, the information that you're going to share about the international community as well. That's great. But yeah, thanks to everyone that streams my music. I'm grateful even if one person did, right? So to get thousands and thousands of people doing it and people listening daily across all the streaming platforms and YouTube, I'm very, very grateful, and I never take it for granted. So thanks to every single one of you.
Fantastic. And there you go, everybody in the YouTube world. Everybody thought football, like people who have got connections to football hooligans. This young man over here is one of the most kindest gentlemen I have met on the football field. He's amazing. Great singer, great person, and he's just so laid back, great family man, and it's such a pleasure to have him as part of One Life. So everybody, unfortunately, we've got to the end of tonight's show. I've had a really great time, and I'm sure Mr. Julian Barry over there has had a great time too. We are going to get this out over to all the people who missed tonight's show. If you missed it, or if you're going to see it again, make sure you press that little star button for 29p. It's not much. Tell us how much you love the show. Tell us how much you enjoyed it, and keep giving to local and national charities, especially our charity of the month down there, Revved Up Kids. Go onto their Facebook page, go and have a look at what they do. There's lots of support out there. So please make sure that you support and you help them. In relation to who's coming up next, AJ's got a bit of a break, which is fantastic. I need it. It's been a busy few days. So while I'm having a bit of a break, I want you all to enjoy Jay's music, which I will put onto the YouTube playlist. There's over 60 artists on there who you can go and have a listen to. All the ones who have been on the show, go and enjoy that music while you're waiting for the next show to come up. I'm not going to leave you too long. We are back live on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, and we have got the amazing Sunita G, who is coming on to our show. We've got one more artist for you this week, and then next week's an absolute cracker, and I'm going to tell you all about it on Sunday, everyone. So it's a good night from me, and a good night from Jay. See you later, everyone. Take good care of yourself. Have a good evening, and enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.